Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Mothers in Cyber. This is me, Nikhil, and I have Chris with me here again today. Today we're going to be talking about something a little bit frightening that happened in the US, specifically in Ohio. So Krish, can you tell us a little bit about what happened there and what technologies were being leveraged and how it kind of plays into the overall AI theme that we're kind of discussing not right now on the podcast?
Yeah, as Nikhil said, this is a little frightening. I was reading the news the other day and I heard an Indian student who came from Hyderabad to do IT course in Cleveland University, Ohio, was kidnapped. The student was missing for a few days, and then their parents in India got a phone call um, asking some ransom, I believe. And then at the same time, the parents claimed that they were hearing some in the background, a voice of a student or somebody crying, but they were not able to yet identify who that was, and the probe is still on. I've been After that, I've not heard much information, but I'm pretty sure there's something still going on. So the reason this is scary is uh, the AI, with the advent of AI, what happens is that now we can mimic anybody's voice. AI can, we spoke about how deepfake even brought music from the olden times back into the picture. So I'm pretty sure AI will be able to mimic my voice or your voice, even the small accents that we have in our speech very easily. So that's the biggest trouble here.
Yeah, yeah. So there's a couple different AIs that are currently working on audio and speech synthesis. And we've even heard other examples of like was it people faking video calls and things like that to convince people to approve money transfers and other things like that. So yeah, this is definitely becoming much more tricky in general as to how we interact online. So what do you think people can do to try and mitigate these types of issues and these types of risks that they face in everyday life?
So this is an interesting question. So back in 2012, 2013ish, when I moved from here, I was in cybersecurity. I mean, we didn't have AI back then. I mean, not at least as what we see. But I always warned my parents about this, and I taught them a few things that was very necessary. Initially, a little bit, but as I moved here and I started settling down, I had more information for them. So the thing I first set up with my parents is that once I moved into Dallas. I have a really big extended family out there in Dallas, who some of them are even from my same hometown in India, and so it was very easy. But I made sure that I introduced a few of them to my parents, and we had some established connections. And my first thing that I told them is that these are the two peoples who can call you and talk to you about anything. It could be that I had met with an accident. It could be that I needed some cash for an immediate surgery, or if I got kidnapped in such situations. I mean, any bad event. And if someone calls you and tries to ask you, hey, your son is in trouble, we need so much money to do this, any kind of thing, do not trust that call. You need to cut the call and make a phone call back to this person. And I can promise you that if you call them more than one time, they will pick up the call because they know that you are not going to call at any time unnecessarily for second time or third time,
Mhm.
um, unless there is something going on. And then I had also spoken to my extended family that I've given you names. So this was really good because the first thing was if something had happened to me, uh, I had also explained my parents that these people would never call you and ask for money because they were
Mhm.
so close to me that they are more or less trying to inform you there is some emergency that's happening, rather than, hey, so and so, please, hey, Krishna, mom, send us $100,000 or $10,000, whatever that amount is. Not the call is. The call is more of, hey, we have a situation here. We are taking care of it, but we just wanted to keep you posted. Do not worry. And it's a situation that they had to come. My parents had to come to US, start preparing for that and things of that sort. So that made sure that my parents would never get scammed. Uh, and I had told my parents if anybody the only other people I was scared was my grandparents, but my
Mm,
grandparents lived in my case they lived in the same under the same roof, so it was much easier that nothing would go out before my parents came to know, so it was much easy.
right.
But what was the technique? So anytime, and my first and foremost instruction was that even if they call you and say this, cut the call them back and talk to
Right.
them, because you don't know, scammers can still uh, like to call and call hop and forge the number that's coming in, so they fake the caller ID and stuff like that. So I even went one extra step to say cut the call them back. So I mean, luckily nothing has happened to me yet, but that was one thing, and that's something I tell all my friends when they try to come here is like, come here, find some people who you get very close. That could be your close friends. It doesn't have to be an extended family. It sometimes you get, sometimes you don't get when you're in university. It depends from location and time and stuff like that. But it could be your roommate, it could be your friend who is going to school with you. That way, they know that only this person is assigned to tell your parents something happened. So things like that made it easier.
That makes sense. Yeah, I think you brought up a really good point about like, call forging or like, number spoofing. Like, a lot of financial institutions even now, well, or like more recently, will actually, you'll call them for a request, and then they'll ask you a couple like verification questions. And then they will say, okay, we're gonna hang up and we're gonna call this number on file back, and they'll verify with you is this a good number to call, et cetera, et cetera, and then they hang up and then they call you back and they do the verification again. They double check like, hey, did you actually want to do this thing? So just like exactly what you described, like that's really good operational security when it comes to situations like this where when you have to verify that someone is actually calling you through a method that like that is an honest call, I guess, for lack of a better phrase. Yeah.
Yes, and with AI, we need to be more careful.
Yep.
But luckily, I don't know if you heard this, but the U.S. government has taken one step. I don't know if it's signed, but there is something going on where they're going to ban um, automated robocalls.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So there are some steps that's being taken into progress. I have not yet seen the full result, but I saw in the news I was going through that, because this was becoming more. It was immense in the past because
Yeah,
we never wanted to get these robocalls, but now it's going to a new level with AI. Man,
that's right. Yeah, it's become so much cheaper to run these systems at scale, and yeah, yeah,
it's not just cheaper, right? With AI, the problem is it can look more and more realistic.
yes, yes, yeah, that's
So
true.
that's the bigger problem that we should address.
Yeah,
So kudos to US government for figuring that out, and I hope they go in the right path.
yeah, sounds good. Yeah, so like we're going to be exploring some of these policies and legislations as they come out and kind of discussing that more.
I just wanted to talk to them. Like, this doesn't just need to be. Uh, it was for me when I was coming from India to here, but I
Mhm.
think because of the AI and things like that, we should ask our subscribers to be careful even when they travel outside the country, because this nowadays you have Facebook, you have Instagram, and I'm pretty sure when everybody goes, the first thing they'd go to a place, even before they enjoy the place, is they're hitting a photo and it going as an update. I mean, I'm not saying everybody, but majority of them um, put it out there on Facebook and Instagram. We visited this place, we are going to this place. That gives an avenue for attackers. So
Mhm.
having this something similar to this, letting your parents know or letting your family know that only if a call comes from so and so person, do that. And everywhere you have giving that initial contact, rather than giving your first family, giving that second family and then them having conversation, makes it more difficult for those attackers to get or hack you or scam you or whatever. So I think that's something that we should look into, and I wish our subscribers start looking into it.
That's true. Makes sense. So yeah, keep your ears out for more updates, and we'll catch you guys on the next episode.
Yeah, be well.
See ya.